want to give you guys a little bit on solving inequalities. Pretend they're equalities, except when you flip the signs, you need to flip the directions. For example, okay, so let's say I have x plus 2 is less than or equal to 8. Okay? I'm going to look at this, I'm going to think, okay, if that's an equal sign, then x plus 2 equals 8. Let's see, I'd try to get the 2 on the other side. I'm going to do subtract 2 to both sides. So I think I've got x is smaller than 6. Okay, so what does that mean? That means if I drew a number line and I put 6 on it, the stuff I'm talking about is the stuff that's smaller and includes 6. So when you've got an equal sign, you fill in the dot. If I was going to write that in interval notation, I would write, let's see, starting at minus infinity, going up to 6, and including with a square bracket. Cool? So that's just, you can add stuff to both sides, totally fine. The more complicated thing happens when you add something like negative 2x plus 7 equals 9. Sorry. Let's make it an inequality. How about it's bigger than 9? Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to look at this, I'm going to say, all right, there's some x's, 7, something about a number. So I'm going to get the x's on one side, the number on the other. So I'm going to take this and move it over there. So I'm going to do subtract 7 both sides. Now I've got negative 2x is bigger than 2. And this is where the flip signs comes in. So on these, be careful, don't multiply by a negative number, just flip the signs on both sides. So, boop, boop. Right? That's really multiplying by a negative number. So I did subtract 7, and then I flipped the signs. But when I flip the signs, I have to flip this arrow. You guys see that? That's really me flipping the number line over. Now I've got 2x is smaller than negative 2, and now I need to divide by 2. So I got x is less than negative 1. And what that means, if I draw a number line, I put negative 1 on there. And I'm going, let's see, to the smaller side. So we're talking about this stuff over here, and it does not include negative 1 because there's no equal sign here. Cool? If I was going to write that as an interval, I would write that as minus infinity up to negative 1, not included. Cool? Hopefully you guys remember that you can't put a square bracket here ever at minus infinity, right? Because minus infinity is not a number, so it wouldn't make any sense for me to say x can be that, right? All right, we'll get some practice with this. I promise it's not too bad. Just be careful when you multiply by a negative number or really kind of flip the signs. You have to make sure you reverse the inequality. So you have to flip directions. All right, otherwise it's exactly the same stuff.